Everybody, Kristyglass here with a special video for you. I am shooting this in the time of coronavirus, which means I am trying to come up with creative ways to create content that does not involve interviewing someone else. And I had a suggestion from a viewer to do a stash video, and so I will be doing that, but in the meantime I thought maybe I could do a few videos focused on my fiber arts collection. And so today's video is a video showing you all of my crochet themed fiber arts books, pattern books, things like that. I want to start by telling you what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a cardigan that is designed and crocheted by Michelle Costa of 144 Stitches. I did not crochet this myself, she crocheted it for me. In fact, there is still a tail that needs to be woven in, but I was recently cleaning out my closet and my daughters quickly absconded with this sweater, and then my daughter wore it to school today, homeschool, and then I stole it back because I was a little cold. So I will link to this pattern underneath the video. It is on her blog. I think my name is in it. Kristy cardigan probably is what it's called, but I will make sure that you have all the information underneath this video. And I have a stack of books here which is out of frame, but it's about 1.5 feet tall. I know that because we have been studying measuring in the 2nd grade homeschool curriculum. And I wanted to show you these in no particular order, although I fear that one of my favorites may be on the top. So we'll just start with that one. This is Simple Crocheting, a complete how-to crochet workshop with 20 projects by Erica Knight. I believe Erica Knight is English. This photography is by Yuki Sugiura, it says on the back, and you know how I am about pronouncing things. I'm not that great at it. If I were some sort of news reporter, I would need huge coaching ahead of time. I think this is Erica. And it looks like she signed it. Oh no, she didn't, it's just in the picture. I'm not sure where I got this book. A lot of books are gifted to me, and so maybe I never sought this book out. It just landed in my library. But it looks that there's a lot of really cute little motifs here. Like there's a stitch library, a mini stitch library. So there's basic stitches, and she has them all with photos of like a square of the stitch, and it shows you written out the stitch and then also a graphic of the stitch. And I'm wondering if this is in English terms or American terms. That's one thing to keep in mind when you are tackling a crochet project. Maybe just give it a look over and try to figure out, is this person from the UK or not, and what they're using. I love this traditional square motif throw, and the photography in this book is really stunning. And there's a pattern in here. Well, I love also these table mats, but I think we call these coasters. I guess you could make them as big as you want to be coaster size, or maybe a placemat. There's a project in here that I plan on tackling, and it is the asymmetrical cardigan. It's so much fun, and I'm looking forward to casting that on, crocheting that. So that is the first book. I just ask that you take careful notes during this video because I'm taking time to show you the title, so you can press pause when you see the video, because I'm not going to do extensive show notes on this because it's full of information. So you can just pause and search for the book as you see it. Here is one called Amigurumi, 10 crochet projects. This is from Lark Crafts, and I mean, I already know I'm loving this hamburger on the front cover. If you have never done amigurumi, it's so much fun, and it's so surprising what crochet can do. It can make these shapes that you never thought possible. And one in here that I think I love the best is the Friends Forever Fawn. And I really like how the patterns incorporate felt work and beading as well. So if you look at the cover, you can see the eyes. You add some felt before you put the eye in. And then it looks like you also stitch, maybe with some floss, the eyelashes. So if you like to move beyond just making a garment or making something rather simple with crochet and you're crafty, I would suggest looking into Simply Amigurumi from Lark Crafts. This little crochet by Linda Perman, I have had in my collection for a long time. I hope that is in focus. It's a bit blowing out, but it says Little Crochet, Modern Designs for Babies and Toddlers by Linda Perman. On the cover is a little booty, which I think I've made those also, but there's a pattern that I make all the time, especially when I go, oh no, the baby shower is tomorrow. So these are called the star booties. And then the one that I make all the time that I just love is called the No Fuss Party Bib. So you can make it with a ruffle, as shown here, which I have done. Or you can make it with a little bow tie, which I have also done. It's also a really easy stash buster. You just need 2 buttons and some yarn, preferably, of course, something washable because it is a bib. But I have had that in my collection for a long time, and I go back to that pattern a lot. This is Toys to Crochet by Claire Garland. On the back, you can see this out of this world giraffe. That's so cute. Again, this is Toys to Crochet. I'm trying to see if I purchased this, if someone gave it to me. I do love the idea of little crocheted clothes. There's patterns for crocheted clothes in here for maybe that special lovey that your loved one has. Here's the giraffe again. So the giraffe is called Jenna the Giraffe, and she's a hoot. These amigurumi books also just spark the imagination, and once you've done one toy, you kind of understand the structure, so you can go and riff off of that. This is my very first layette. I think I did buy this, and I'm guessing I bought this when I was just getting better at crocheting and perhaps I was pregnant. This just has some very old school patterns in it, but they're also really reliable, so when you want to make that quick baby sweater, you can do it. I didn't really include magazines in this book haul today, but I did want to include this one because I actually crocheted out of it. So this is the Leisure Arts, the magazine, April 1989. And I don't know if you know this, but if you ever find that obscure pattern that you want to make, let's say on Ravelry or elsewhere, a blog, you can usually find back issues on Amazon because there are sellers who just, that's what they do. They just collect all of this stuff and they list it and sell it. I believe that's how I found this pattern. So it was this heirloom bonnet that I must have found on some search. It was this one right here. And it said where it came from. The designs are by Terry Kimbrough. And I just purchased this on Amazon. So I wanted to show that that's in my collection and that really can round out a collection. This is Hooked for Life, Adventures of a Crochet Zealot by Mary Beth Temple. I don't know where this came from, but it's a humorous essay collection available specifically for crocheters. So if you have a crocheter in your life that you love, maybe check this out. Mary Beth Temple has been crocheting since she was introduced to a skein of royal blue acrylic at the age of 10. She is a frequent writer and pattern designer for all sorts of yarn companies, books, and magazines, including Interweave Crochet, and the host of the popular crochet podcast, Getting Loopy. She is the author of 6 books and resides in New Jersey with her family and stash. Maybe I need to meet her. Next up, I have this Crochet Patterns by Hirschner's from April 1991. I don't remember where this came from, but again, this reminds me of that bonnet publication. And even if you never crochet from these things, it is kind of a trip to see where we've come, you know, how far we've come. Like this has a lucky cook. It has a St. Patrick's Day pot holder, and then it has even a recipe underneath it. So it's sort of fun to see what it looked like framed in 1991 versus 2020. Here's a needlework and craft ideas, better homes and gardens, creative ideas. I'm guessing a friend of mine gave this to me because I have a friend who loves to go thrift shopping. And whenever she finds old crochet books and magazines, she sends them my way. So like this is a crocheted sweater. Isn't that incredible? If you got the right yarn, this could really be an amazing pattern. Okay, look at this, you guys. This is so great. What did I say this was? 1984. Fall of 1984. This has a complete Pretty Posies bath set. You could make your whole bathroom crochet. That is too good. And this cover, look at her mittens. They're even cross-stitched over with a little flower motif. Love it! Okay. This is 101 sweaters you can knit and crochet. This actually might have been from a friend of mine. I think she was cleaning something out. 75 cents for this. Is there a date? I don't see a date on here. The other thing that's interesting about these old magazines is sometimes they're written in the smallest font. It feels like it's a little bit hard to follow because their graphic design isn't as up to date as now. Like, look at these patterns. They're just pages of print. That's intimidating to me, but I'm loving the cover. That looks like so much fun. Knit and crochet. Okay, this is a book a friend found from like a Savers, the Great Granny Crochet Book from Columbia House, American School of Needlework. And there's a few of them in here that she has gotten for me. This one is knitting and crochet patterns, favorite knitting and crochet patterns. So I'm wondering if these ever had covers. But let's see. Oh, like this is so sweet. This little baby wardrobe. That is such a sweet little dress that we can make now, and even if we were to update it with like an indie dyed yarn or something, it would bring it to the next level. Look at this. This is a chunky choice. I think this is crocheted. This is a crocheted fisherman's cardigan. Look at that. These are just so much fun to page through, especially when they have color photos. Look, this is home comfort. You can make a little robe for yourself. So good. I was in the worst mood yesterday and I did not know what to do with myself, so I decided to go through every single book I had. And it wasn't necessarily to prep for this video, but I just did it and it made me so happy when I was all done. Okay, this one, this crochet one, it doesn't have the most spectacular photos, but this is a great book for AFGHANS. So when you just want to stash bust and you want to sit down for a good long winter project, you have to pull out books like this to get you going for these crochets. There's a few color photos in here too in the middle. This is also good for really small projects, like if you want to do the Christmas ornament thing. This little vest is sort of funny. You could also make it a pillow or a bag because you have the motifs there, and then it's just the way you combine them. Oh my gosh, look at this. Yes! Raise your hand if you've made that before. Okay, this is Leisure Arts Grannies. Again, I'm loving these granny square garments and complete with Afghan on the back. Here's the toilet returning again with just a more sophisticated little front post, back post. I'm loving that plaid actually. That would be really cool on a trash can right now in your bathroom. I would go for the trash bin for sure. Everything else, a little sketch. Now, do you know about these Rowan books? I was on this search for a certain pattern that would have a certain look, and I went down this sort of Rowan rabbit hole. Rowan has so many patterns, and they put them in these publications that are incredible. Like this is called Magazine Number 46. And I don't believe I got this on the Rowan website. I'm not even sure where I got it, if it was a yarn shop or Amazon again. But it's so thick and such a nice quality, and this has knitting and crochet, and I have doggy-eared some of my favorites. I'm not even sure. I feel like something is coming to mind where I feel like someone had my order wrong, or I ordered something and then they said, actually, I'm sorry, I don't have that one. By way of apology, please pick out 3 Rowans. And so I really picked them out with great care. I wanted to make sure they had patterns that I might actually make in them. So for example, this is the Rona by Marie Wallen. This is a crochet sweater. It has granny squares. And I love that because there's so much possibility for applying your own thing to it. And then this is knitted, but I'll just show you. I love this simple sweater for a preteen because it's really hard to find the patterns that fit the preteens. And then this is not a pattern, but they have almost articles in here, and I'm loving this inspiration. So this bag right here and these pieces, these abstract fiber pieces, are so inspiring. It inspires your creativity. And this is knitted as well, but I love this sweater so much. which is why I picked this one out. So, crochet and knit. This is AFGHANS. Oh, did I say what this was? Rowan magazine number 46. This is Comfort Knitting and Crochet AFGHANS. This says with compliments from Barocco. I don't remember them giving this to me. I think I got this a long time before I was a YouTuber. I believe I might have won this in the basket for the Yarn Crawl of New York years and years and years ago. Noragon, Marjorie Winter, and the Barocco design team made this Comfort Knitting and Crochet AFGHANS. More than 50 beautiful, affordable designs featuring Barocco. I have several doggy-eared here. I was really into crocheting AFGHANS when I came back to crocheting as a lifestyle. This one is beautiful. So I think that's why, I feel like I bought this though. Fish ripples, so good. That's so good. Let's see what else. And these books, I don't know how long they're in print, you know? I love books like this that have a collection of all the same thing. This is all AFGHANS. And it's knitting or crochet. This book I love. I don't know if I'm quite there yet with my abilities, but I pull it out every couple years and try something, and I've gotten better, or I'm still confused, but this is 100 Flowers to Knit and Crochet. And I just love this because whenever you need a little something to do, you can pull out this book. I think I've done a few butterflies from here, and you can use this for anything. Like, I love the idea of Christmas wrapping. I love the idea of adding it to a headband or a purse. And they have really clear instructions. It's written out, they have the graph, and they also have a photo of the finished product here. So it's a really good, oh yeah, I've done this butterfly before. So what's good about this is you can test yourself. You can read what's written and then look at the graph. It's almost like learning a language in 2 different ways. And they have over 100. So you can shop what you want to make in the beginning. So they'll have the leaves here. They have the, what do they call this? All the flowers here. So at the beginning they have the photographs, and then you can follow it to the pattern. They're numbered. So I love this as a resource to up your game with crocheting or knitting. This is Crochet with London K. This is a special book that I received actually I got an advanced copy of this from the Abrams. And this is so fun because if you want to try out yarn bombing, it has a lot of photographs of her yarn bombs, but then it also teaches you how to do it. So for example, a tire wrap, which would be such a fun crochet project, and you could put it on your car, or a tree wrap if you want to wrap your tree. I know some people are against wrapping trees, but if you only had it on for maybe a small amount of time and then removed it, that could be good. She also shows indoor projects like a vase and a chair, and of course the infamous IKEA bag. So this is really fun if you want to get creative with your crochet. This is Vintage Crochet 30 Gorgeous Designs for Home, Garden, and Fashion and Gifts by Susan Cropper. I picked this up for a few patterns in here that I have doggy-eared. There is the Joni flower tunic, so cute. Love that. This has a ton that I liked. The Pico Star tablecloth. This has more of a variety compared to some books. This is the picnic blanket. Love that. If you get the right fiber for that, it's gonna be so good. This is the Macy cardigan. You always want a little cardigan in your back pocket for when a baby's born. Love the bobble stitch handle bag. I really need to make that because I love a bag with a wood handle like that. So this is super great. I think Susan is the I've had Susan on the channel. I didn't even realize that when I said her name. She owns Loop in London. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm just shooting a video really quick. Did you want to join me?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to learn how to crochet someday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm just showing some books that you're sitting on right now. So maybe I could get the books so you could sit down.
Hello.
So here's another in the vein of bags. I bought this Crochet Bags by Candy Jensen. It has 15 hit projects for carrying your stuff. And I have just 1 or 2 of these wooden handles in my stash. So I just need to choose the right bag to go with that wood handle because I really want to make one. This is so out of this world. I love it. I think I had to purchase this again on like an Amazon or something because a lot of this stuff is out of print. This is Happy Hooker Stitch and Bitch Crochet. This is by Debbie Stoller, and back in the day when I first came to New York City in my 20s, I had a casting to be a model in this book, and I did not get it, but I so wish I had because I had cute sassy hair like this. I so wish I had so that I could have been in this book, and then, you know, memories, because I didn't crochet then. Isn't that cute? I love that. Okay. Now I'm all disorganized. Okay, Cute Crochet for Tiny Tots by Helen Ardley. Cute Crochet for Tiny Tots by Helen Ardley. This says, oh, okay, this lacy pillow. Love this lacy pillow. I love anything with a motif that you can repeat because when you start it out, it's kind of, in fact, when you start a project with motifs, I suggest doing one and kind of calling it your gauge, or maybe doing 2, because your second one's gonna be better than your first and will be better for gauge counting. And then you should move on and do the rest of them because the first one's gonna end up being too big. So usually when I do motifs, I usually end up doing 1 extra. It's like a baker's dozen, you know? I have just a pile that are not books of patterns here. I have the Crochet Flower Shawl by, who is this by? I don't know, it doesn't say. But it's really, really pretty. So this is called Crochet Flower Shawl. It's from Pins and Needles in Princeton, New Jersey. The Julia sweater, which I have made, which is super cute. The Julia sweater by Naturally Nora Crochet. These crocodile stitch baby booties I've also made. These are by Lianka Azoulay. And these are really, really fun to make. And then the Bullseye by Brittany Tyler I have made twice. It's downloaded from Tangled. I'm not sure you can still download this, but if you can find a bullseye pattern, it is such a fun use of your scrap yarn to make an Afghan. I loved making that. I made it twice. This is Adorable Crochet for Babies and Toddlers 22 Projects by Leslie Stanfield. Isn't that cute? I really got back into crochet, and after the Afghan phase, I was in the baby phase. This is a traditional smock sweater, which I have yet to make, but it's so cute. Look at that. It's the one on the cover. It's so cute. These little small sandals, I die over these little small sandals. So adorable. Oh, wait, look at this. That's so silly. Okay. I didn't have that dog-eared. I had this dog-eared, the dancing shoes. I love a booty. That goes for the booty. That advice about the motifs goes for the booties as well. Do 3 booties because the first one's always bigger than the second for some reason. Icelandic jacket. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I love this book. I need to find a baby to crochet for, and this is pretty cute too. The Inca hat. Isn't that cute? So that is fun. Adorable Crochet for Babies and Toddlers. Amigurumi 2. This is by Anna Paula Rimoli. And I have this book because I made the cutest thing. Actually, all of these are really adorable. I made the cutest robot. Isn't that cute? I made that pink one. I had such a fun time. I think that might have been my first time trying amigurumi, and I loved it. This is Easy to Crochet Cute Clothes for Kids. And here's what it looks like. Let's see if we have. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is called Gilet. This is so cute. It's like a little Sherpa vest. Do you see the little loops? Adorable. There is, oh, this is the bobble. What is it called? I made this one. This is called Freddy, but it has bobbles. There's like 2 different versions, I think. So I made this bobble sweater for my baby. So cute. So that's probably why I got this book, for those 2 sweaters, which I made one. This is Creepy Cute Crochet, Zombies, Ninjas, Robots, and More by Kristen Hayden, aka Needle Noodles. She lives in Virginia. And this is just fun, seasonal amigurumi. Like, look at Medusa. She's so cute. They look tiny and doable and just like fun. And I love the packaging. This is really, really good packaging. Crocheted socks, 16 fun to stitch patterns. This is where I made my first sock. Yes, my first sock was a crocheted sock. I'm trying to remember what pattern I did, but I'm guessing I just did the Easy Does It by Janet Rayfelt because I remember it being very basic. And I made it with really woolly wool, and I sent it to my sister and she said she wore them. So there we go, crocheted socks. And lastly, Vintage Crochet, Susan Cropper again. Oh, we already did that one. Crocheted socks was the last one. I may have a few more crochet books in my stash, but this is the bulk of it. And I know you were wondering what I owned, so here it is. If you don't know this already, on Ravelry, you can put your library in. You can log it in. So when you log in that you own this book, it takes a record of that. So when you're searching for a pattern that uses a certain amount of yardage, a certain weight yarn, or is a certain item, you can click on the search tabs on the left. You can click in my library. And that has happened to me a few times where this pattern pops up that I already own. It's on my shelf, and it's such a good feeling to go, oh, let me just grab that vintage crochet book. And yes, I do own that pattern. Oh, this is cute, actually. Look at this papillon canopy. That's so cute. Anyway, so that is a really wonderful source for you because you do forget what's in these books. And in fact, going through them the other day when I was sad, I found this amazing pattern that I want to make right now. And so it just kind of revived me, gave me some energy, and made me excited to crochet again. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in here at Kristy Glass Knits. I hope you enjoyed the walk through my crochet library. And I will link down underneath this video to the walk through my knitting library once that is live so that you can check that out as well. I'll see you next time here on Kristy Glass Knits. Bye.